Excuse me. Let's get this turned around here. Hey, Jay. Usually, if I know I'm going to be on Periscope, I at least put on a little bit of makeup. But I have on nothing, so y'all getting to see the real bare-faced Ciante. But this Frodo, this Puff. Yes, I'm UCO'd out today. It's casual day at work. Yes, isn't it though? Yes, Puff. I was feeling it. Thank God for these quick things that you can do when you oversleep and you're super late for work. But yeah, so face look a little sleepy. With my hair though. My hair, yes. But anyway, hey everyone, this is Ciante. I'm with Fierce, Faithful, and Fabulous. Fierce, Faithful, Fabulous. I always say and. Fierce, Faithful, Fabulous. This is my live at lunch post. Usually I do Thursdays. Let me be still. But I wasn't able to get on yesterday. But I did have just an experience that I wanted to share today. So I'm going ahead and just going to talk about it real quick. So this should be quick. But I always say that, and then for some kind of way, what felt like 10 minutes turns into 45 minutes. But it's going to be quick today for real. We'll see. But anyway, so this week, has just been a week, you know? And yeah, it's just been a week, I'll just say that. But in the middle of all of it, I've seen just the goodness and faithfulness of God. So that's what I wanted to talk to y'all about today. I called this Into the Storm, so I'll get to that part. But so Wednesday, I'm at work, and I had made these plans that I was going to stay late at work to try to get caught up on some stuff. But right around 5, because I get off at 5, right around 5, my mom called and gave me some news about my grandmother. And so I started getting emotional, but then I was like, no, calm down. God is going to work everything out. So just intentionally, I decided, no, trust God. God is going to work everything out. She's going to be fine. But I was like, I'm going to Muskogee because that's where my family was, and I'm going to go see about it. I want to be there for whatever God is about to do, because that's what I just kept trusting God. Like, God is going to work this out. It's all going to be okay. He got her. And every time the emotion would try to rise, I was just like forcing myself to trust God and believing, that God had her and that he had my family in his hands, right? So I'm trying to get out of Oklahoma City, and y'all know Oklahoma City traffic at 5 it's the devil's traffic. It's terrible. And so I'm on the highway and traffic is coming to a stop. So I get off the highway and decide to take back roads to try to get to I-40, right? I'm coming from Edmond. So I get off on Wilshire. I'm on I-35. I go Wilshire all the way down to Midwest City Boulevard. Midwest City Boulevard down to Reno. Reno down to Anderson, and Anderson onto the highway. So it really took me like 45 minutes to an hour. I don't know how long to even get to Oklahoma City, to the, yeah, they're terrible. You're right. Just when you were in a rush, all traffic is the devil. But yeah, can't even compare it to LA and Dallas and them, because that make me scared to move to LA, that dang traffic out there. But when you in a rush though, like you trying to get somewhere and you concerned about family, everything, if it's a stoplight, it's like, why are you messing with me, life? Like, why is it red and not green? But yeah. But anyway, so it took me forever to get outside of Oklahoma City. And then when I actually got outside of Oklahoma City, I'm praying like, God, I'm going home to good news. I'm going home to good news. I'm going home to good news. And so my sister calls and she was like, she's breathing. She's okay. We think, we just know that she's breathing. So I'm just praying. And so Oklahoma City, right, it's sunny that day. It might have been a few clouds in the sky, but it was sunny. Doesn't look like it was going to rain or anything. The closer I get to Muskogee, the closer I get to my destination, there's a word in that, it was so black. Like behind me, it was bright and sunny. And the closer I get to Muskogee, it was black. Like it was so scary. I had been driving for probably 2 hours already, because it took me so long to get outside of Oklahoma City, and that's usually a 2-hour drive from Oklahoma City to Muskogee. But I had already been driving for close to 2 hours. When I saw how dark it was, y'all, I was only about probably 30-45 minutes away after already driving like an hour and a half, 2 hours already. But when I saw how dark it was, I wanted to turn around. I was like, I don't want to drive through that. It's scary. I don't even want to see it. Like, I'm done. No, I'm gonna turn around. But I had to go check on Mutta. That's what I call my grandma, Mutta. So I was like, nope, you just gonna go into the storm. Like, you just gonna have to drive through it and trust that God is with you. So y'all, I'm scared, right? And I'm driving. And I'm just praying. I'm praying like, Lord, this look like tornado weather. Like, you gonna have to be with me. You gonna have to go with me. Yes, that's exactly what I had to do. I was like, okay, so I'm going through this because I have somewhere I have to be. Like, I can't turn around. I came all this way. It's so much word in that. But I can't turn around. I have somewhere to be. I'm trying to go see about Mutta. I'm trying to go check on her, be there for her, support, whatever I need to be. I'm trying to get there. Right? And so I'm heading into this pitch black sky. And I'm praying like, God, you're going to be with me. Don't let it rain. It starts raining. Right? And I'm like, okay, God, I'm speaking peace to the weather. It starts hailing. And I'm just like, that's when my faith, like, it was nowhere for me to turn off. It was no side roads. It was, I mean, I could have pulled into the median, which is what I would have had to do if a tornado had come. But, like, there's no side roads. There were no stores. Yeah, it was nowhere to go. And I had to keep pressing because I was like, let me inch along before it get worse, because I didn't know what was about to happen. So it's no side roads, it's no convenience stores, it's no anywhere for me to go. So I'm just driving into the storm. Girl, I'm just driving into the storm, trusting God, trusting that God is gonna get me. And so then, y'all, because I was afraid, I had to, like, I decided, I was like, nope, don't be scared, God. And I started praying. I was like, God, I'm your daughter. Like, and I was praying with some authority and power, y'all, I promise. I was like, God, I'm your daughter. And it's your responsibility, your right, your duty, and your, I don't remember what I said, but I was just telling, you know, you're my father. It's your role. It's your right. It's your privilege. It's your not privilege, your responsibility to protect me. I'm your child. I said, so I'm going through this and I know that you're going to keep me. And I'm praying and I'm speaking peace to the weather, and I'm turning up the worship music so I can't hear the hail hitting my car, right? And I'm just like praying, like, God, I'm speaking peace. You said that we can, you know, speak to the wind. You know, you said that if we speak to a mountain, it could be moved. So I'm speaking to the storm that it will let up, that I will make it home safely. So I'm praying, and just I don't know how long it was. It felt like forever, but really it was really quick. All of a sudden, it's the hail and rain just let up. And now, mind you, it's still black though, so I'm still a little like, what's happening? But God just, in the middle of that, like, my faith just was so like, I was able to work my faith so much because I was like, it was nowhere for me to turn, nowhere for me to go. I couldn't turn back because I had somewhere I needed to be. I needed to go check on my mom. And so, I mean, my grandma. And so I'm saying all this to say, like, God really, during that drive, you know, I'm already on my way to go check on a situation that was kind of trying to worry my heart. But even in that situation, I was like, God, I'm going home, and it's not going to be what I thought it was. I'm going home to good news. Like, I don't even need to come home because I know you're working everything out. Like, I'm trusting God intentionally. And then on the road, it's like the enemy's trying to throw something else at me. Like, well, you're going to trust God with this? Well, let me throw something else at you. And I decided to trust God through that. And y'all, even though I was a little shaky, like, when I was going through it, it just riled something up in me, and I was like, God, I am trusting you. You got me. I'm trusting you. And not only am I trusting you for me, I'm trusting you for everybody else who's on the road. I'm trusting you. You know, you're keeping us all safe, letting us get to our destination. And God got me home to my destination. And when I got there, not only did I make it because I had an uncle, 2 uncles, and a cousin who were coming from Oklahoma City too, that he brought them home safely. My grandma got sent home from the hospital, and she's doing okay. Keep praying for her though. But just God showed me in the midst of all that He still is my father. He's my provider. He is my protection. When there's nothing else that I can do, when there's nowhere else that I can turn, like, I could turn to God and I could trust him, because even though there are going to be storms in life, y'all. There are going to be storms. Sometimes you're going to have to drive into the storm. There's nowhere to turn. There's no way to go. There's no way that you can't turn back because there's somebody waiting on you. There's something that you need to do ahead of you. You can't turn back. So you have to go into the storm, and go into the storm knowing that God got you. If you have a destination, if you have a purpose, there's nothing that's going to stop you from getting there. God is going to make it happen. So even if it's hailing, even if it's raining, God is so faithful. Yes, he's so faithful. He will get you. And I feel like I'm moving. but he'll get you where you're trying to go. The storm is what exactly, like, I had to. And I was a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie, I was scared. Yes, I was so nervous to drive through it, but I got to see just how faithful God was. And I got to see that I actually do have faith, and I can hold on to that faith. During that whole day, that whole Wednesday, I was able to just work my faith, and it made me like excited. Like when I was praying and asking God to let the storm up, and then the storm let up, y'all, I was praising God something crazy. Like, I was praising God like, my faith, yes, I worked my faith. I didn't cry, I didn't go crazy, I didn't pull over, I didn't turn around, but I got to work my faith, and I was so excited. And I was like, I'm gonna apply that to the rest of my life. Like, I'm gonna apply that to every day of my life, even if it's scary, even if it's frightening, even if it is actually a dangerous situation. If God is telling me to go, I'm going on anyway. Go into the storm if you have to, because you'll see a whole new side of yourself. You'll see a whole new side of God. You'll be able to know for sure that he's a keeper, that he's a protector, that he can get you through the storm. So whatever you're facing in life, go through it. If you know that you're going the right direction. I was headed to Muskogee. I was going to my family. I know that I was supposed to be there to support, to pray, to do whatever I needed to do. So I know that that was my destination. If you know that you have a destination in God, don't turn around. Just like I was saying, like, I was only like 45 minutes out. I had come way further, I had way less time ahead of me than I had, and less miles ahead of me than I had traveled. What sense would it have made for me to turn around and go all the way back and not even have reached where I was supposed to go? Yes, and that was a scripture I read. That was a scripture I read today, just Psalm 23. And then, but yeah, what sense would it have made for me to turn around and go backwards when I was that close to my destination? What sense would it have made for me to be fearful and not trust the God who is the creator of everything, the God who is my protection? Even when it looks safe, God is still keeping me. We don't know what's going on. So just because it looks scary, he's the same keeper that he is in peaceful times. He's that same keeper in storms. So it's up to us to trust God, to show our faith, y'all. Like, we have to be faithful on our part. To keep our faith in God as much as we can. And God's grace will, empower us and strengthen us to really trust him more. Because, y'all, I promise, I felt even though the storm, I was like, it's still black out here, Lord. It's still pretty dark. It still looks ugly. I was able to see that, I really have that faith that, I missed it. The faith to really trust God to get me through. And so I'm just taking that and applying that to every part of my life. Like, every part of my life, that I can go into the storm, however ugly it looks like it's about to get, and God will bring me through. And even if you get bumps and bruises and scrapes, like, it's better to get that along the way than to be comfortable every day of your life and never experience or never get to the place where God is calling you to be. So go into the storm if you have to. Drive into it, go into it with faith, knowing that God is going to keep you, that he has you, that he loves you, and that if he has called you to go on this journey, this destination, he will get you there. Like, we have to be intentional with our faith, y'all. So I'm just going to close with saying that, like, we have to be, I can't get comfortable with the phone right now. I don't know what's going on, but we have to be intentional with trusting God. You're not just going to trust God just because it's not just going to happen. No. You have to set your mind on it. Like, it doesn't matter what it looks like. I'm trusting you. It may not feel good. It may not be easy. It's not supposed to be. Like, we're living in a world full of craziness everything that we should be doing in God, the world is saying just the opposite. You have to fight through those things. You have to fight through fear. You have to fight through hopelessness. You have to fight through pain. You have to fight through all of that stuff and really trust God. You have to say, it doesn't matter. Yes, I'm a little scared. Yes, because it's hailing and looks like the place where tornadoes are born. But I'm going anyway, and I'm trusting God. God, I'm a little scared, but I know that you got me. God, I know that you're keeping me. God, I know that as you are intentional, as you are speaking to yourself, it builds up your faith. And those opportunities to work your faith, I promise you, it's nothing like it. It is nothing like it. yeah, I missed the first comment. I'm having trouble trying to read those. But it's nothing like experiencing the faithfulness of God in the middle of those troubled times. It's nothing like it, because you will just see like a whole new side of God, like I said, and a whole new side of yourself, and it is amazing. Because I'm just like, if I drove into that blackness, that normally I would have been like, nah, forget this, I'm out. But I drove into that. There is nothing that I can't do in life that I can't trust and believe that God is going to get me through. But he's just been so faithful, and just trusting him, and not even just with that storm, but the storm of the situation that was going on with my grandmother. I decided not to let emotions overcome me and just give into those thoughts of, oh no, and trust God. And my grandma she was doing fine. She got released from the hospital. So yeah, just trust God. It doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't matter what you think or what you feel. You have to make all of that line up like, this is how I feel, but this is what God says. And I'm going to hold on to what God says for dear life. So go with God, even if you have to go into the storm, y'all. All right, so y'all have a blessed day. We'll see y'all next week. Make sure to connect with us on Facebook, Fierce, Faithful, Fabulous. Make sure to follow us on all our other social media platforms at Fierce Faith Fab 1. You can email us if you have something you'd like to discuss or some topic you want us to cover on some of our videos or anything like that. Email us at fiercefaithfulfabulous@gmail.com, and work your faith, man. Like, intentionally step out into those hard situations, like, and trust God. Watch him like, God, this seems scary, but I'm trusting you. Be intentional, yes, all the information right there. Be intentional with trusting God. And if it seems scary but you know it's God, jump. Go into the storm. Do it anyway. All right. So y'all have a blessed day, and we'll see y'all back here Tuesday. Jalecia will be, and next Thursday I should be back on my regular schedule for Live Ed Lunch. So yeah, y'all have a blessed weekend, and happy Resurrection Sunday this Sunday, and then have a great Good Friday. All right. Love y'all. Peace out. You said read Psalms 100 verse 5. All right, we'll do that. So read that. And yeah, y'all have a good weekend. All right. Deuces.